right.
Let's do this.
Thanks for agreeing to do this, Tomo. I appreciate you doing that.
No worries, mate.
Thanks for all the support. I've ridden the Revo now for a couple of months, and I just had questions about the V-bottom. So do you think the V-bottom can easily be applied to all your designs, or do you think it'll only work on certain models?
Yeah, definitely it will be applicable to any of my designs. In fact, I'm already experimenting with that bottom on several of my other shapes. So yeah, I think absolutely it's going to unlock more potential out of all my kind of shapes.
Will you be offering the V-bottom on your other models as well?
Yeah, I'm going to have a new website where you can kind of customize your board. You can choose the shape, the dimensions, the materials, and the whole design and the bottom. So you'll be able to pick and choose whether you want V-quad concave or no channels or quad inside single concave. So you can kind of customize each design to kind of suit the feeling you're looking for.
And do you think you'll take the V all the way to the nose or just halfway?
Well, each design might be subtly different. At the moment, they're pretty much all the way through to the nose. It kind of makes a lot of sense to have the V in the nose for the entry, so mostly going to be all the way through the board, I think.
Do you feel that the V quad concave is a step forward in pole design? Like, do you see any limitations or just...
Yeah, I think it's definitely a different avenue of design that is super functional and super fun to ride, and it seems to be, giving you a lot of performance out of that hull. So I don't think it's necessary to define it as better or worse, but it's just an equally exciting hull design to ride as the quad inside single concave. So it's just a good contrast to that, really.
Do you think it works on boards with a pointy nose or just a blunt nose?
Yeah, no, I think it's going to work on everything. That everything I shape, I've already done. I'm starting to do hydronauts with it for bigger waves to get even more performance out of big wave boards. I think it's going to go unreal on the SKX style shape. It could really provide a legitimate innovation to contest boards. El Tomo Fish is going to work insane on that. You could see it on a Obi-Wan. You could see it on just about anything I do. You could see it on a Vader. It's going to unlock a whole another chapter of my designs. That bottom's really going to create another whole chapter. Yeah, it's really exciting.
Moving forward, would the V-bottom be a dedicated quad, or will you keep the 5 fin?
Well, I think naturally it lends itself to being a quad or a twin. You could do ones that you reduce the V out the tail. I've been thinking about doing flattening the V out around the front of the fins and then kind of transitioning into maybe a single concave, so that you get like the concave feel under the back foot and the V under the front foot. That'll take a lot of adjusting the rockers, and it's going to be tricky to do that. But there's different ways to subtly tweak the design to make it friendly for a thruster, which I'll probably do on the more shortboard versions with the pointed nose. But as a general viewpoint, the current way that the Revo's bottom is transitioning through the hull, it really feels perfect. So I don't see myself moving too far away from that.
Some unrelated questions. Do you ever ride other shapers' boards?
Not really. It's not really much point in doing that for me. I'm kind of like pretty busy developing my own designs. Occasionally I got nothing against it as a philosophy, but they're never available, so I never really bother. And of course, I'm not going to go spend money on someone else's board. That wouldn't make any sense.
So you've been injured now for 2 years. You haven't surfed. Now that you're surfing again, does it kind of give you a different perspective on surfing at all? Or?
Yeah, I guess it's helped me to be super grateful just to be able to ride a board. You shouldn't take that for granted, because it can be easily taken away from you and you can't do it. So I've just learned to be grateful for every session I have and every wave I ride.
PU polys, will you be doing PU polys on your boards?
Yeah, we're going to be offering PU poly for the first time in like a decade. in Oz, so that's going to be an option, and so is the epoxy with PU and epoxy, sorry, and so we're going to have a few more options for people to ride to get different feelings out of their materials.
Dab in the dark seems like it would be a good way to showcase your boards. Are you interested in doing that at all, or?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a major problem with doing that. I kind of like to keep what I'm doing fairly secret, so it's always a little bit of a double-edged sword. That I mean, the promotion of being on that would be great, but then you're kind of like giving up the stuff you're working on to everybody before you had a chance to capitalize on the designs. Yeah, it's not the biggest deal. It's not important to us. We seem to our sales are pretty good as is. So it's kind of like if it makes sense at the time, I'd do it. If they ask me, if not, I'm not fussed. Yeah, it's not a big deal.
And last question: are you able to share what you're working on for 2023, 2024?
Pretty much just what I've explained already. Just with doing different variations of V-Quad concave on my different boards. I think that's going to keep me busy for the next few years at very least. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Right on. Thanks, Legend. Appreciate it.
Right on, DeForest. Thanks for the stoke, mate. Always frothing.
Thank you.
Always putting a smile on my face. Cheers, mate.